to double check. You could definitely see me, right? What?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay. I was like, crap, your audio's not working now. Okay, never mind. Yeah, for some reason, when I was recording with DJ last Saturday, whenever I pressed the record button, my video would just go away. And I was like, I've never, like, if that has been going on this entire time and nobody has told me, I'd be like, what the fuck? But okay,
Yeah, it'd be real weird.
Yeah, so
Also,
it's just
hopefully you'd notice in the editing process.
well. So when we shot the video for JFW, I pressed record and we were going on. I could see both of us. Apparently, he could only see him and just see the like the gray screen with my display picture in the middle. And he didn't say anything, so he just kept rolling with it and stuff. And then when we were done recording, he told me, I'm like, shit, dude, you should have just told me, you know? And but when I pulled up the video, I saw both of us. So I was like, okay, so I guess it's not really affecting his side of it. But I mean, obviously the big reason, to record video is, so we can see both of us and put out video content and all that stuff. But the other thing I love about doing video podcasting is that it kind of helps a little bit with watching like how to respond to people and how to interact with each other. So like you're seeing like facial expressions, especially over on DFW with doing the like storylines and gimmicks and all that stuff. Like you can see like the emotion and the expression that people are playing out there. Like I don't know if you listen to any of the most recent shows, but
No, I haven't had a chance.
yeah, so it's just been a lot of disputes between me and Nubby and all that stuff. But having the video but I mean, even when we recorded audio over there, we still had the video part of it. We're still recording video, even though we're just playing out audio. And I'm just like, well, if we're doing the video, anyways, might as well just release it too. So it's just we'll get the visual expression. But guys, thanks for popping into this freaking show. I am Travesty,
and I'm Cartoon Joe.
And kind of bring back a cold open, kind of doing a cold open again. First video cold open, which I liked. I liked it.
Yeah, I like the cold open. I'm a big fan.
I didn't know if you realized that was a cold open, but I did it anyways. So I was like, this is an interesting little tidbit. Might as well just include it in the video.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Joe, we freaking drinking this week?
I am freaking drinking some Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Ooh,
and
like, So you went out and picked it up, or you had it ordered or delivered?
I went out and picked it up. We got squirrels over at the church, and so I got to because of the service we use, I got to go over and physically check for whether or not they've been trapped to let the people know to come get them every day. And so I thought, I'll just pick up coffee on the way home. So that's what I did.
I was thinking this morning to do to go hit up the local coffee shop and grabbing like a coffee, and they got some pretty awesome like cherry danishes there too and everything. And I was like, you know what, if I wake up early enough, which I 9 times out of 10 I usually wake up early enough to do something like that. I'm usually up at like 6 o'clock. They open by 7. We don't record until 8. We've been all perfect timing.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll set my alarm and I'll go do this and blah 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 and all that stuff. And then I realized that like, and shout out to DJ, by the way, for coming on this freaking show last week with me and talking. I had fun with that. He's apparently a huge fan of us.
Really?
Side note, huge fan of us. Yeah, loves
very
loves
kind
the
of him.
Yeah, loves the show. He even told me.
Honestly, my temptation is to say, "What's wrong with you?"
It's the funniest thing, and I don't know if he'd feel a little bit embarrassed about me mentioning this or not. He probably won't, but well, let me finish the coffee thing first.
Finish the coffee thing first.
So I've been talking about what I did last week on the show, at least with him, was, and actually with you. I talked about with you, and I recapped it with him, is I wanted to do the 72-hour water fast.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I'm laying in bed and I set the alarm and everything, and I was like, okay, well, I'll go grab a coffee, try something different. Usually when I walk in there and they're like, oh, what can I get you, Travis? Because they know me, I'm Travis. And I'm like, just surprise me. Think of, pick something, as long as it's hot, I'm good to go, whatever. I'm fine with, because I want to try different things. And if they say, oh, what about this? I'm like, I already tried that, anything, whatever, it's new, pop it over, So I did all that, but then I ended up laying in bed and I was just like, you know what? I really want to try to, fast a little bit longer, each time and everything, because I do want to work towards the 72 hour. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna go to the coffee shop. I'm definitely not gonna get the Danish.
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of the coffee options there would probably just have sugars and stuff in it that I can't have. Um, with that in mind, I'm not sure if what I have is going to ruin my coffee or ruin my fast or not, because obviously on fast you can have water, tea, black coffee. If you want to break the rules a little bit, diet soda, 0 calorie soda, whatever.
Sure.
But for me, I got water and I got a cup of Gloria Jean's butter toffee coffee. Buttered toffee coffee.
Mm.
So I'm not sure what the sugars is and shit inside of it is. So this may break my fast. It may not. I'm gonna call it a I'm gonna call it a slight loophole just because it's coffee and it's not like I'm down in like a donut or something like that. But
Yeah. Is it a K cup?
it's a K cup. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not quite sure like what because I was thinking about like when I was pulling it up, I was like, well, let me look at the nutrition facts and all this other stuff. But then I was like, I gotta jump in and get this stuff going. And all this is telling me is it's caffeinated, it's flavored, it's an unorthodox union kosher, whatever that means. Orthodox union kosher. Okay, never mind. Okay, that makes a little more sense. I saw the U and went with it. Medium roast. I'm not seeing any nutrition facts and everything, but the point is, I'm drinking a K cup coffee, butter toffee coffee. So that's what's in.
Nice.
That's what I got. Not only that, it's in probably one of my favorite coffee cups. And shout out to church, but Christ Community Church out here in Peatown. I went for a visit not too long ago, and they gave me a gift bag, and
Nice.
this cup came in it. And I mean, it says "Be still and know," which is Psalms 46:10.
Very nice. Very nice.
And this will probably be my coffee cup when we start up our Bible based podcast next month.
Very
So,
good.
which fun fact, we start a new podcast next month.
Yeah.
Get you. I don't know if you remember
If you keep
that.
saying that, we're gonna have to actually do it.
I know, right? We're gonna have to come up with a name and everything. I actually came up with an idea for our very first show too.
Oh.
Dude, solid cup.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a skull.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me about that. I've never actually seen it, but I think I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. So, guy in Thailand makes them.
No handle, huh?
No handle. Yeah. It could have come with a handle, but I thought it messed up the look.
Okay, so hot beverages.
I do hot beverages in it. I'm doing hot coffee in it right now.
So,
Mostly
so
I use it for a cocktail cup.
how does it feel? Putting your
It's
hand on it, is it thick enough around the sides to keep it from feeling like too warm?
very much so. Yeah, it's like
Gotcha.
perfectly comfortable. I will say not to get too gruesome, the first few times I used it for coffee, it actually like made me ill. Not because of the lining or anything, but because it has the feel of a warm child's skull. And it definitely like my brain had trouble for a little bit, like processing that it's just ceramic, it's just a cup, it's okay. But yeah, it's not hot at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've put like boiling water in it, and it's just warm to the touch.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, as I was saying, like, because I think because obviously we're trying to nail down a title for the show, but I think we have an idea of what we want to do as far as the show, and I think what we're talking about is doing the lesser told stories of the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah, the Bible B-sides, as it were.
Yeah, and I think I came up with a cool first episode. Now, here's the thing: this is your podcast, so you have final say in everything. But I do have a suggestion for our very first episode, but I'll tell you off air. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that way, we
That's
could kind of, promote it and surprise it, when we get closer to it. So, anyways, so quickly back to the, maybe slightly embarrassing DJ thing. So we're doing the JFW podcast and everything like that. And, it, I don't know, I spaced, during the week and missed our recording dates and everything. And you had prior engagements on Saturday. And I was like, I wonder if I could find a way to get another show done. And I was gonna ask Nubby and Pac-Man, but I think Pax already had plans that day, and I already had Nubby on with us. I was like, I never asked DJ. Like maybe DJ would want to do it and everything. So I messaged DJ. I'm like, hey man, how much time do you got on Saturday? Because I mean, we only record on select Saturdays when he has time. He's busy, dad life and all that. And he says, I got a few hours. Why? I'm like, well, when we're done recording JFW, would you be interested in doing, like a This Freaking Show episode with me? Joey unfortunately won't be able to make it on because he has, real life, prior engagements and stuff. But I want to try getting a show out because I want to try to stay on top of, our 50 episodes a year thing. And he seemed excited. He's like, yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. I've been wanting to come on for years and blah, 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 blah. I'm like,
for years? Oh, man.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So I was like, yeah, dude, yeah, come on, jump on, absolutely. And he's like, well, are you sure that Joe will be okay with it?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck do you think? What kind of person do you think Joe is? You think we go to Joe? I'm like, hey, Joe, DJ's gonna be on the podcast instead of you this week. You think he's gonna come up to me and be like, fuck that guy? Like, absolutely not. It's like, no, dude. He's not gonna care. He's like, oh, just as long as he doesn't care. I'm like, no. Dude.
To be honest with you, I'm thrilled.
Right? It's something different, and especially because he's a Freaknet Studio guy. He was one of the founders of Freaknet Studios.
Heck yeah.
Still got 75% of them together, but the best kind. But yeah, it was pretty cool to have DJ come on, and we talked a little bit about how JFW got together and how we started up that and everything, and we did what we normally do here now, and we kind of like deep dove into some real life stuff and talked about things that it was pretty cool. And again, like the reactions I got with DJ is very similar to the reactions I've been getting with you ever since we started kind of talking about real life, and is people becoming relatable to what we're talking about. Nice. Which I think is awesome, and I think people need to hear things like that. It's like I preached it last week, and take away your job, but preaching to people constantly is like everyone, like people are going through shit just like everyone else. Like no one person is going through one thing, and so when you get a chance to hear people talk about it, it's kind of like, oh, okay, cool. I'm not alone in this world. Other people know what I'm talking about. Other people understand it. To hear how they're talking about it, that's pretty cool, and
yeah.
So it was, yeah, at least it was really cool to get DJ on and just kind of talk with him, even though my whole goal was, and I told him before we started going, like, the goal is to not make this about wrestling, and we 100% made it about wrestling and a little bit about our lives outside of it, but it was a lot of fun. And yeah, he said he's open to do it more. He's open to do it more and stuff whenever he can. So
nice.
He did say that he'd like to come on the show with both of us being on.
Yeah, that'd be great.
He is a Cartoon Joe fan.
Wow.
He is.
What's wrong with you?
he likes the glasses and backwards hat.
He nice. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, he's a huge fan of the cardigan looking jacket that you're wearing.
Nice. Yeah, it's my my secret society hoodie.
I don't know why when you wear a zip up hoodie, for some reason I just think it's got to be a cardigan. It just has to be.
Oh, because most of for years the only sweaters I owned were cardigans.
We need to. I need to find a guy who can make custom cardigans. We'll get some This Freaking Show cardigans.
That would be excellent. I'd wear it on the Bible podcast with my clergy shirt.
Perfect.
That's what we're saying. Some black coffee.
Good. Not that good.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah,
It
I
smell
have
better than it
not had
tastes.
a lot of luck with the flavored K-Cups myself.
The thing is, like, it smells 10 times better than it tastes.
Yeah,
And
it's like walking into a jail Hufford's in the mall.
yeah, and what's weird is, like, so I'm sipping on it, like,
That's a very old sentence.
sipping on it.
No, just like walking into a jail Hufford's in the mall.
Ooh. I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah, that was the coffee company that used to be in every mall. It had a green sign, said Jail Hufford Coffee Company.
Jail, like prison?
J.L.
Oh, JL. Oh, I think I was saying Jail Hufford.
Yeah,
I'm like, who
fair.
the fuck? Like, what inmate had the name Hufford that he took claim to? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, for some reason, like, as I'm tasting it, it doesn't feel like buttered toffee. It tastes more like butter.
Interesting. I like
So I'm
butter
like,
in my coffee, but I like it when it's like I put it in there.
I've had. I mean, have you ever heard of Bullet Coffee? Or was it
Oh yeah,
called Bullet?
bulletproof coffee.
Yeah, we talked about that. Well, I think we did that on one of our. I almost said dating vlogs, dieting
Huh?
vlogs.
Yeah,
You know, where you
I
use.
used to have it almost every morning.
Yeah, I mean, well, I used to drink it when it had like because you put like unsalted butter and coconut oil and stuff in it. This is literally like I just put like a pat of butter inside some coffee. Like, it doesn't even have the coconut taste to it. It's not the greatest.
No, I wouldn't think so.
No, yeah. Well, maybe on the next
But
episode it'll be better tasting coffee. Who knows?
yeah.
Mm.
So speaking of
Oh,
making things relatable to what people are going through, I saw a
yeah.
comedian the other day, and by the other day I mean I think maybe 3 hours ago on TikTok. Um,
Solid.
yeah, who was talking about? Have you heard about this Elmo thing that happened on Twitter?
Like Sesame Street Elmo.
Yeah, Sesame Street Elmo.
No. Mm-mm.
So obviously, so a lot of the Sesame Street characters, if they're, Elmo, for example, is a big enough Sesame Street character, they've given him his own Twitter profile, right?
Oh,
Um,
so like the true actor slash puppet, or some fan of Elmo pretending to be Elmo.
it is an official account of the Sesame Street company. I
Okay,
don't know if it's the actor or if it's just somebody like a writer or
gotcha.
something.
But it's
Uh,
not like some fan just
no, it's
pretending to
not some
be
fan
Elmo.
pretending to
Okay,
be
okay,
Elmo.
gotcha. Awesome,
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah,
Is it verified?
yes.
So did he earn it or buy it? See, that's the question now, because apparently you
That's a
can buy
great
those
question,
fucking
and
check marks
I
now.
haven't looked because there's always a chance it's a gold check, which means it was given as like a ad revenue thing.
Oh, is there different check marks now?
hmm
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so like gold checks allow you to buy them. It's like for $1,000 a month, you purchase them for your whole company. So a lot of like news organizations will have them. Oh, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not verified. Wow,
Oh,
I did not know that.
they want to do it. They want to do it the old fashioned way. They want to
Yeah,
earn it. Solid.
yeah, it is,
But
but it is. It's got like the branding for HBO and the link to the Sesame Street website, all that jazz.
gotcha.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
there we go. April 20th, 2023. Elmo will miss you, little blue check mark, but don't worry, everybody. Elmo is still Elmo. So there you go.
so
Anyway,
what? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, earlier this week, this account gets on and is basically just like, hey, how's everybody doing? And the whole internet, like a million people responded like, not that great, Elmo.
I don't know why that's hilarious. That's fucking funny, dude. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Nah.
They just trauma dumped on Elmo. And it's just like, it's first of all hilarious because like it's a puppet. What are you doing? Second of all, it's like not so hilarious because like how dark of a timeline have we gotten into where people just trauma dump on a 3.5-year-old puppet,
That
which is
they
Elmo's canonical age, by the way.
but see, and here's the downfall that Elmo brought to himself. Sometimes when you ask people that, you need to prepare to answer.
Yep.
So, oh my God. I wonder if I can find that because I'd love to see some of the comments on that. That's, oh, fucking A. You said that was on, X or Twitter or whatever
Yeah,
the fuck
X, Twitter, whatever. See if I can find it.
Dude, that is hilarious. I'm assuming it's just the at Elmo lives on Sesame Street and was told to tell you that Elmo's official account run with the help of Elmo's mommy and daddy. That one?
That sounds right. Elmo is just checking in. How's everybody doing? Wife left me. Daughters don't respect me. My job is a joke. Any more questions, Elmo? Jesus, man.
How old is that? Wait, Elmo's going to pretend that Elmo didn't see this? No, that's not it. Everybody on
Just a little
Sesame
further
Street
past that.
Well, Elmo's glad he asked. Elmo learned that it's important to ask a friend how they are doing. Elmo checking again soon, friends. Elmo loves you.
I guess it wasn't a million. I'm looking at now. Responses are 20,000 and quotes or tweets is like 60,000. So like 80,000 people. Still wild.
That is fantastic.
Not good, Elmo. Not good.
See, and I don't. This is the things I don't understand about
Elmo. I just got laid off.
It's like how do I look at what they actually? Oh wait, here's this. Anyone else? I'm fine. When I'm on to ask you how you're doing. I mean, it's mostly gifts. Perfect though. Jen is the vocal god. Okay, that's an ad. Oh my god, dude, that's Elmo baby. Look, Elmo, you, me at 6 broke up. How do you think we are? Fuck. Twitter thread like this and why I'm still here. I'm getting by in life. There are ups and downs throughout the years, especially in 2020s, but I'm still pretty good. Okay, well, at least you got some answers. After reading everyone's trauma post, just staring at the water. Pass me the handle and let's talk about it, Elmo. Oh, gee. Yeah, you know what? But hey, he asked.
Yep. That's what happened. So
is he responding though?
I don't know. I think he realized how it was going and went, I'm just gonna do a generic like, hey, everybody feels bad sometime post, but we got to talk about it. Which is the one you ran into first, I think. But yeah, it was just everyone went nuts over it, and then like Biden shared it, and everyone was like, "Shut the fuck up, man! You're like half our problem." And then somebody, he was on like some like morning show or something, and they brought on like Larry David, the Curb Your Enthusiasm guy.
Elmo or Biden?
Whatever show that Elmo went on. Yeah.
Okay, so Elmo was a guest. Okay.
Elmo was a guest, and he came on with his dad, who we recently, within the last couple of years, they've introduced Elmo's dad as a character on the Sesame Street.
Him?
What's that?
Is it the guy who controls the puppet?
No, it's like an actual, like, it looks like Elmo, but like 40 years old.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's like 6 foot tall. Well, probably not that tall, but it seems like he's 6 foot tall. He always wears like a basketball jersey. Interesting.
So a cool dad.
He seems like a pretty cool dad.
Solid.
But anyway, yeah, I forget what show he was on, but Larry David was also on the show, and they, for some reason, Larry David like tried to choke Elmo out on this show, which was weird, which created its own little media storm. And then like Will Wheaton from Star Trek, posted like this huge thing. Like I didn't even read all of it. It was one of those posts where like, I don't know if you've seen the meme of like I ain't reading all that. Good for you if it's good, bad for you if it's bad, type of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I read the first paragraph and went, I'm not reading the rest of this. It was like this long. in the Twitter font. It was ridiculous. And it was all about how like watching Larry David choke Elmo reminded him of how his abusive father used to choke him and stuff, which is like horrible. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm sorry that triggered your awful memories of abuse, but like, it's a puppet, right?
I was kind of thinking like a very similar thing, like what you're just saying. It's like, was he? It almost sounds like an intention grab thing.
Yeah.
Like this moment that has nothing to do with you. I'm now making it about me and using and it's like you said, whatever happened to him in childhood, I'm sorry that did happen and everything. But somebody choking out a puppet that isn't what's the word, sentient, doesn't
Right.
like, it's like, I mean, but here's the thing too, man. It's like, I mean, like, there's a lot of people out there that have a weird connection to Elmo that who knows if they have the mental capacity to realize that it is just a puppet.
Right. Well, and I know people who have acted with the Muppets, and Sesame Street characters are technically Muppets. All Sesame Street characters are Muppets. Not all Muppets are Sesame Street characters. It's sort of like a squares rectangles thing. But they have said like when you're interacting with the puppet, it feels like the puppets are real. The puppeteers do such a good job of bringing life to these puppets that it feels like the puppeteer doesn't even exist. Which is neat. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, that's one thing if you're in person. It's another thing if you're watching it at home as a kid and you've developed this parasocial relationship with a puppet. Like that's like it's fine for kids, right? Because they're kids.
Yeah.
Once you get to be old enough that your brain is fully developed, so let's say 25, maybe you should go, that's a puppet. This isn't about me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. It was a very weird thing that happened. But all that is to say, like, we are at a point where people, I think, are in a lot of ways at a breaking point because they're trauma dumping. We can tell that they're at a breaking point because they're trauma dumping on a puppet, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think that's one of the important things. I was thinking about this in between shows. Like, I like that we talk pop culture from time to time. I like that we kind of can focus on and talk about whatever news is happening on any given day. But I think this is a real potential service we provide is to show like, yeah, man, everyone's going through stuff and it sucks, but it's fine. It'll be okay. Yeah. You gotta make it to dawn to see the dawn,
Yeah, 100%. And that's and it's one of the things I'm truly happy about with what our show kind of I guess in a sense, I don't know if you call it evolve into or adapted a new concept or whatever the hell it is, but we obviously keep what the whole original idea was,
right?
The pop culture and all that other stuff and everything. But it's one of the things too where it's like, and I think it comes down to really like our Freakness Studios YouTube channel too. It's like we're not just one thing there. Like it's not just eating food and ranking it. Like we're also doing cemetery vlogs. Now we're adding our podcast videos onto it. We're the buffet of podcasts, and that's what I kind of want to look at. It's like I want to walk in here and once in a while I'm going to hear about this Marvel movie that's coming out, or once in a while we're going to hear about this new tech, or we're going to hear about music, or we're going to hear about struggles that people are going through. And yes, I agree with you 100%. I love the fact that we're able to do all of this, and I really do enjoy talking about the real life BS that we go through almost weekly basis, daily basis, wherever people look at it as and because it's weird with the way I live my life is and DJ hit the nail on the head perfectly last week is we kind of grew up in a culture. You not to single you out, but you may have actually grew up in a better situation than most people because you have such a loving family.
Yeah.
Like everyone in your family like is always there for each other, and it's a beautiful fucking thing. I'm not gonna take anything away from anyone else's family. I'm not saying my family is dog shit. It's not, but I think I grew up more in the mindset of like we will be there if you need us to, but the small things you kind of brush off. Like,
Right.
like, okay, but yeah, getting to know, your family for the last, God, going on
15
almost 20
years,
years now.
20
20.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, and
God, this time goes by fast.
actually, yeah, actually, you know what? I think it'll be next month. I think it'll be 20 years since the white elephant at Candy and Kevin's.
Amazing.
Because I remember Nick had his driving permit and drove us to that white elephant, and Nick's 35.
Wow.
So 20 years. There's a warmth that comes from your family. And the thing, the beautiful part about it, it's an unintentional warmth. It just happens, And yes, just like every other family, there are people in there that has tough love in a sense.
Right.
Grandma D is probably the warmest fucking person I've ever met in my life.
Oh yeah, she's
But
wonderful.
she also has like that tough love kind of mentality as well, in a
Yeah.
sense. She's
She's
like a
a
perfect,
do no harm, take no shit kind of person.
yeah,
Yeah.
perfect balance. Grandpa Wayne was the same way.
Hmm.
As long as you didn't do anything that is harmful to you or somebody else or upsetting, warmest, greatest guy in the fucking world.
Yep.
Which is the exact opposite of what you hear from, the siblings that grew up with them. But people need that tough love growing up from their parents. They do. Not striking a child, but explain to your child when you're doing something wrong and having
Yeah.
a reaction to that, you're grounded for a week. Go to your room, blah 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 blah. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Letting them fail and then experience the consequences.
yeah, yeah. But certainly, like a lot of people grew up in a generation where you couldn't express emotions and you express feelings and stuff like that, and like if you were hurt, it's like walk it off, brush it off, blah 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 blah, and um I'm not saying you didn't go through that. I
Right.
know Carl. I know Carl has that kind of mindset of it. I think it's beautiful the fact that I think your grandparents were around a lot too, and most grandparents are more coddling and caring and
Hmm.
stuff like that. Mine live in Florida and Arizona, or were already in their 80s when I was 10 years old, and so I didn't get a lot of that coddling on a consistent basis. I mean, obviously, nothing against my mother. She worked all the time. She wasn't always there to, like, oh, it's okay. I had babysitters who were kind of assholes. Who were like, I skinned my knee. It's like, well, go clean it out. It's like,
Hmm.
I'm 6. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing here? And obviously, my dad was a older guy. He's from that, walk it off kind of, mind era too. So I get people have those kind of those growing up. And so like the idea of if I'm hurt, if something's wrong, I can't talk about it because I either look weak or pathetic or whatever it is.
Mm.
And one of the cool things which honestly, I'm glad that DJ came on last week because before we talked about this, that was my mindset of DJ. Like he
Mm.
just, you know, if you're hurt, get over it. If you're hurt, move on and shit like that. And so that was my perspective of it. It's just like, but it's cool to see like him and I, kind of have like a, a realistic understanding of what we see life to be about. Like, like I am, especially out in public at these wrestling events, I'm a huge dick, like just an asshole.
Hmm.
When I'm around kids, just an asshole. Like I just am. But I mean, like 9 times out of 10, it's me being a gimmick, and the other 1 out of 10 times, like I just don't like being around crowds. I don't like being around people, and I don't like. Here's the thing, I love kids. I really do. Like I don't want people to think that I'm some monster that doesn't like children. I used to dress up as Santa when like years back, and go to my mom's friends' grandchildren, and give them gifts. Like I'm fine with children. But when I get a child walking up to me, it's like, you know what, you know what, you know what, and Travis, you know what, and you know what, and you know what, and I, you know what, and you know what,
Hmm.
and like what? Like 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 those are the kids I'm fine with just staying away from me.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. I
it takes
think
you five.
I've heard people call them Thomas the Tank Engine kids.
It reminds me of the younger brother of the supporting character of F is for Family.
I have not seen enough of that show to remember what you're talking about, but I get the vibe you're going for.
So we're gonna record 2 shows today.
Mm-hmm.
In between, when I have to grab more coffee and all that stuff, I want you to go onto YouTube. I just need you to Google F is for Family. You know what? You know exactly what I'm talking about, because there's just a kid in there who tries to tell a story the entire time. And you know what? And you know what? And you know what? And then I walked into the woods, and you know what? And you know, and I found a stick, and you know what? And you know what? And yeah, it's like, I don't need a 5-minute beginning to the fact that you ate a Tootsie Roll. Like, I really don't. But I get that, at younger ages and stuff, they're developing motor skills and and speech.
Yeah, they're still
I
learning how to tell a story.
exactly. And I understand it. But the thing is, like, I already have a problem with talking to people on a consistent basis. And I don't believe it's an introvertedness. I don't believe that it's a nervousness or an anxiety thing. I just believe that I developed certain traits from family that I just don't deal with nonsense really well on a consistent. If it's with my friends that were goofing around, I can have a great time, but it's like when I get to a point, and especially at the end of wrestling shows, when it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and I've been there for 7 hours, and I'm just exhausted. It's like if you're gonna come talk to me about something that matters, or just shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
It just like there just gets to a certain point where Travis and Travesty starts to, well, JFW Travesty, not this Travesty, but JFW Travesty start to kind of blend. And so when people walk up to me, and I honestly I do it at work sometimes as a goof, and I'm glad people at my work understand me and stuff. But there's this dude that works in the lab and everything, and we all have this meeting at the end of the day, and um, I'll be at my desk trying to wrap everything up, and then everyone comes in for the meeting. And there's like maybe like 5 or 6 of us total in like the coordinator's room. And this dude, shout out to Frank, which he has a very unique name. I just can't remember what the hell. I think it's like Frangelica or something like that, or Frangelico. Fucking awesome fucking name.
Nice, very like
And
Italian or something.
100% Italian. Yeah, you look at him, you think like Spain, but Italian. Looks like he knows how to make a decent caprese pizza.
Nice.
Yeah. But also, bubbliest fucking guy you've ever met. I don't know if it's a nervous tick or just his personality, but always smiling, always laughing. Bubbly fucking guy, great fucking dude. Um, but like nobody, and I worked with him at the other company before I came to this company. He came over, shortly after I did, and so I know Frank, and there'll be times like he'll come in, and I'm trying to get emails out and all this other stuff, and then he'll walk in, stand next to my desk and everything, kind of like mumble something to me, and I look up, I'm like, "You see where you're standing right now?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like couple steps, bro. Like just a couple steps, and everyone would kind of like look at like, "Oh my god," but they know it's a joke and everything. And
Yeah.
I think like last week and everything, I was getting ready to leave, and they were finishing up a conversation that was unwork related. Like the meeting was done, I was getting ready to walk out, and I go to walk out the door, and he stops me about I think like football squares or something for the Super Bowl, which by the way is tomorrow. I totally
Oh
forgot
yeah,
about
that's
that.
right.
And he stopped me, and I was just ready. It was a Monday too, and I was like, I have to go home. I have to eat real quick. I got JFW. I got to record. I got to get the dog out. Blah 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 blah. So he stops me, and I'm not even paying attention and to anything other than me getting into that car. So he starts talking. I'm like, what are you saying? And then he started talking. I looked at him like, you see this conversation we're having? We didn't have to have this. Like this didn't have to. This doesn't need to exist right now. It's like remember when you weren't talking to me? Do that, but it's fun because they know I'm joking. They know
Right. Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, But at the same time, there are moments where I could be like that in real life, but those are more like where I'm just like frustrated, just done with the day. But when it comes to work, obviously they're all jokes and everything. But I don't know where the hell I was going with any of that. Not one bit.
Me either.
I guess at the end of the day, I do enjoy the fact that we do talk about real life shit here now too.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to figure out if you were trying to tell something about like what you guys talked about, you and DJ, or.
Oh yeah. So when DJ brought up the fact that we grew up in a rub some dirt in it and grow up and move on kind of mentality.
Yeah.
It's cool to realize that like I've known this dude now for nearly 18 years, almost 20, 18 years or maybe a little bit less, but say 15, whatever. I never had that thought about him. Like I always looked at him like, DJ's the same guy as I am, but we talked about it in the episode. We talked about, it's just it's the concept of life where people assume you to be a certain way. So that's the way you are, so I felt the same way. I had the same mentality what DJ did. It's like, which is a weird way for me to have a weird way of me living my life, because I always have people talking to me about their problems, about their issues,
Yeah.
friends, family, whatever. They always come to me. We always talk about it. But for some reason in my mind, I'm just like, well, no one wants to hear about my shit. So I never talk about my stuff. I just never really do. I kept it all to myself, because at first I'm like, well, nobody really wants to hear about my problems. But secondly, everyone has their own problems to deal with. They don't want to hear about mine. Until one day I got fed up about work and I spilled it on the podcast. It's like I'm going to vent about what my problem is, and it made me feel better because I was able to. It's kind of like a public confessional at this point. It's like here's what I'm going through. Here's my problem. And I'm not looking for advice back, or I'm not even looking for a resolution to my issues, because everything will work. I'm in a point in my life where I realize that every hard problem and every struggle I have will eventually work itself out in one way or another. Because I have a great support system. I got, you in this show. I got, you as in family. I have people I can go to if I need to really talk about shit. This doing what we're doing here helped me with that stuff. Like, I'm not in this mindset anymore where it's like, okay, your stuff doesn't matter right now. Your stuff isn't important. Listen to so and so and their problems, because that's what that's and I don't know if it was always. I know there was a moment in my life where I looked at it like it was a strength thing. Like I am strong enough to listen. I'm not strong enough to tell. And but doing what we do here has helped with that. It helps me realize that I don't need to be like that. If I want to open up and talk with somebody, I can. And I'm glad that we have, incorporated that concept into our show here. And we will get into pop culture, and we've always made the statement that we never talk about politics and religion here on this freaking show. Well, clearly that went out the window because
we stopped that.
because at least from my side of it, which is weird to say that from me, not you, because this is your job. But I think I talk more about religion than ever on this show, which to me is like, why the fuck not? It's a part of my life. I love the fact I wear the cross every day, I don't wear it because it's decorative,
Right.
um, but I know the biggest fear has always been like not talking about those things, because, everyone's view on those two particular things could be way too personal to talk about. But we have being family and everything, we have a general understanding and respect for each other's opinions and stuff, and deep down, even if we didn't give a fuck about what each other was saying, like, we're not going to, act in a certain way,
Right.
But I do like what we kind of developed the show into. But like I said, we're still gonna do pop culture stuff. We got the Oscars coming up on March 10th, and I think the week before that We're going to do the Oscar predictions and everything. I think you're the current champion, if I remember correctly. I think the last time we did it, I think you won the Oscars.
No way.
I think you did. I can't remember. I could always go back and listen to it and verify.
Yeah.
But I think you did. You know, I think you finally broke my my undefeated streak and
Hard to believe.
took took the reins on it. But I definitely want to talk about the Oscars, and we're going to do the predictions for that because those are until before this freaky show became a thing. That was my favorite thing to do. Now it's my second favorite thing to do because of this freaky show. And by the way, to those of you who listen to our podcast and are still watching cemetery vlogs from October, thank you for that. And also thank you for still leaving comments. It's amazing to still hear people's stories and hearing them. And I'm thinking like maybe in I think it's May. I think May is halfway through to Halloween. I think in May we may actually read some of the comments that are on our cemetery vlogs here on the show and
nice.
kind of
I like
share
that.
them and everything. I know that a lot of them are. I mean, some of them are like opinions, which is fine, but I want to give you the opportunity and all of our listeners the opportunity to hear other people's stories that they shared because, like I said, I just got a comment 2 days ago from and I think it was last year's vlogs. Tabor Cemetery. I think that was last year. Yeah, Wisconsin.
Mhm.
So it's just cool that people are still watching the videos and commenting their experiences and hearing their stories. And I mean, it bums me out because it's like, man, I didn't experience that at all. But at the same time, we go at like 7 in the morning instead of 3 in the morning because well, first off, it's illegal, and secondly, I'm a bitch. So I mean, there was one comment I can share. I don't know if I shared it on the show, but
I
or
think you
not. But I
did.
know I shared it with you when
Yeah.
the guy's like, like you need to go at night or blah blah blah. I go at night. You're just too scared. Blah blah blah. And and usually when I comment and respond to people, I'm usually like, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's incredible. We didn't have that experience, but I would love to have that type of experience one day.
Our-
Thank you for taking the time out to watch. Blah blah. To this guy, I was just like, yeah.
yeah.
I am like, what the
I,
fuck,
I'll throw this out there. Our lawyers advised us not to film our crimes.
Right? It's funny how that works out, right? It's like I'm sorry when we walk in or drive up and there's a sign that says "dusk till dawn" or whatever. That's not a suggestion,
Right.
you know. First off, there's no reason to be walking through a cemetery in the middle of the fucking night. I get that you want to do it because it's like, oh, it's creepy and it's cool and blah 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 blah. But here's the thing: whenever you walk through a creepy area at fucking night, and you throw a video out there, and I'm not sure if this dude has videos of it or not. I didn't really look at his YouTube page because I don't care that much about the negativity that he brought to me. I'm not going to go and contribute to his views and downloads or whatever that.
Yeah, whatever. I mean,
But
like, go at night if that's what makes you happy, man.
yeah,
We got
right, go.
we have like 13 cemeteries to get through,
Yeah,
and we got to drive in places we don't know.
Yeah,
Some of them
I
very
think
remote. Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
I think yeah, I think we do very well for the budget we have, which again, oh shit, Carter Comics. Carter Comics is a proud sponsor of our episode. Make sure you go to cartercomics.com, check out their amazing products, whether it be graded or raw, cartercomics.com. I know you guys think it sounds like I forgot about Carter Comics, but no, that's just the way I wanted to do this plug this time. All I gotta do is go to cartercomics.com and check out their amazing products on their store. Fill up your cart with their comics and use discount code FreakNet, FREAKNET. You'll save 10% on your entire order by using our discount code FreakNet. If you want to save an additional 10%, just buy more than one comic. It's literally that easy. You buy one comic, you can save 10% and get free shipping. Or you can buy two or more, save a total of 20%, and get free shipping. And the fantastic part about that is it's not just on their website, but it's on their eBay account as well. And all you got to do is go to cartercomics.com, go to their homepage, go to the bottom, and click that link to their new one and only eBay store. So make sure you check it out. Carter Comics has given us an opportunity to do things like cemetery vlogs and all that stuff. But the thing is, like, we still want to be able to budget everything. And I don't want to squander all of our money on making, the cemetery vlogs 4, 5, 6 days out. Like we go through a dozen cemeteries in 2 days. We did the Illinois one in one.
Yeah.
It's I think what we do is great. And I honestly like I know the original plan was like, hey, we're gonna go walk these cemeteries and maybe hear something spooky or see something creepy. Really, it just kind of turned into let's check out these old cemeteries and the cool layouts. So seeing it in the daylight is a lot better,
Yeah,
And
I agree.
again, I'm a bitch. I don't want to go through a cemetery at night. We could get a hold of villages and say, hey, listen, we want to shoot at night. Can we go do it? But here's the thing: first off, we don't have the equipment to shoot at night. And secondly, I want to show off the amazing stones and the landscape and everything that we have going on. So if you think we should be walking through cemeteries at night, hey, maybe down the line in the future, if we could, if we have the growth and the financial abilities to do stuff like that, 100%, we absolutely would, do night. But for right now, I really just enjoy going to these older cemeteries and checking everything out. I mean, that I can't remember what the hell it was, but it was behind we had to drive through a subdivision and go to the back wooded area, and all these different families were like fenced off and bricked off. I can't remember the name of that one. Tabernacle maybe.
Sounds right.
But it's just a lot of fun. So maybe in like I think May is the halfway point between Halloween and stuff like that. So maybe we'll have like a show where we just read the comments.
Right. So get your comments in, folks.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe and tune into Freaknet Studios over on YouTube, because that's where you also catch our video podcasting as well. Joe, what are you freaking thinking about?
Oh, what am I freaking thinking about? Oh,
It's
our
I'm
first
sorry.
show of the day. What?
First off, what's the show number?
That's what I was just gonna say. I'm embarrassed a little bit to say I'm pretty sure 885, which means I've
Like
watched more than
90
100
more?
episodes since the last time we talked
Oh,
about it.
gotcha. Fun fact again, because I know you didn't listen to the show from last week with DJ.
Yeah.
Because of this, he is watching that with his kid now.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah, so
I wish I had a kid to watch it with. It'd be great.
he's watching it with his son and everything. So look at that.
Nice.
I told you he's a Cartoon Joe fan, man. He is
Awesome.
one day he's gonna show up on one of our JFW shows with Minecraft sunglasses and a backwards hat, maybe a cardigan.
Dope. I love it. I love it.
But anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So yeah, that's actually was going to be my answer, because I figure why not? That's probably it. That's probably the answer. Speaking about real stuff, I've been in a funk pretty much since the beginning of this year, and I'm finally coming out of it. But one of the things that has been the easiest to turn to in this funk has just been to just keep plowing through One Piece. So I'm still enjoying it very much. I just got through the arc is called the Whole Cake Island arc. And it's about this there's this pirate, her name is Big Mom. She has her name is Big Mom because she's 23 feet tall and she has 86 kids, who are all part of her pirate crew.
Solid.
Yeah. From 46 husbands or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
And so she has this dream of building this pirate empire where everyone is welcome and everyone can eat and drink and sleep and live in peace with one another. It doesn't matter if you're in the One Piece world, they've got like fishmen and long arm people and long neck people and long leg people, and these are they just have like extra joints and stuff in all of their extremities, and giants and dwarves and all these kind of different things. And so her idea is like all these different people should be able to live in peace and harmony together, and underneath my rule, that's how it's going to be. She is a pirate empress, so she does charge them. She has the ability to take people's life force from them, and so she charges them 1 month of life per year to stay. That's her tax on them. And I don't know, if that translates into her having a longer life, or how it works within the scope of the show. But anyway, because of that, she has to be stopped. And so our main character, Luffy, shows up, beats her, and it's great. It's a fun show. A lot of quirky, cool characters that have different, like for Whole Cake Island, each of her kids have like food-based powers for the most part. So like one of her kids can like make cookies appear out of thin air, and another one can make candy and all this stuff. And so which honestly, if you're trying to make sure everyone's well fed, the ability to create something out of nothing in terms of food is an ideal skill. But anyway, it's fun. Luffy wins because that's how the story goes, and I don't feel like I'm spoiling anything by saying that. And it's fun. There's some cool lore stuff that happens, and I'm looking forward to. I got like 200 episodes left before I'm current, and then I don't know what I'm gonna have to get better by then, because otherwise, what am I gonna do? Start it over? No.
Yeah, well,
Absolutely not.
I mean, by the rate you're going, you're definitely gonna be wrapped up by March.
A couple weeks.
So yeah, congrats.
Yeah. So
cool,
yeah. So what about you? What are you freaking thinking about?
Honestly, I'm working on this fasting thing. Like I said, I want to try to get into the 72-hour mark and everything. I've been comfortable and consistent.
I'm just playing with my headphone wire. Sorry.
Going straight cat on me there, bro. No, you're fine. I've been comfortable and consistent around 16 to 20 hours without having like an absolute like urge to like, I need to eat right now and everything. So it's been going well. I think I'm at about 14 right now because I did have a late dinner yesterday. So I'm gonna see if I can make it till tomorrow morning. Which will give me, I don't know, 36 out. No, not 36, maybe 36. I can't remember. But I'm gonna see if I can make it till tomorrow morning without an issue. Like I said, like I want to get to 72, but I want to work towards. I just don't want to just jump in right away and everything.
Yeah, it'd
so
be tough to jump into.
Yeah, so right now I'm at a 13-hour, 15-minute fast. Not so bad so far, so good. Just I gotta get to the point where I need, and I know I say it repeatedly, repetitively, consistently, constantly, over and over and over again, whatever you fucking want to say. I need to get healthier, and I need to start dropping weight, and I need to lose it and everything. And I know when I did keto and fasting were the most successful times in dieting for me. So if I can get the fasting back on track, make it consistent like I used to, and find ways to eat healthier, I don't know if I'll dive like into full blown keto again, but I do know I need to limit carbs. But um, I just gotta get into better shape because I'm tired of my lower back hurting, and I'm tired of stepping on a scale, wondering if it's going to eventually air out on me and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, so just trying to be better about it. So yeah, just working on the water fasting, which I got my water, so I'm happy. So I just drink my coffee, and yeah, so
nice.
Hey Joe.
Yeah.
Every week our listeners come to this freaking show and catch Cartoon Joe, but that's only about an hour an episode. So if our listeners need to get more Cartoon Joe, where can they go?
If you need more Cartoon Joe, you can find me over the Geekcast Live podcast at violentpress.com. You can also find us on Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Twitter by searching Geekcast Live.
Excellent. Fun fact for you listeners, obviously, if you haven't caught it, we are recording this in the morning. And if you're watching the video, clearly you know it's the morning, and you can see what side of my face I sleep on.
Yeah, look at that.
So fucking, this is the world we live in, buddy. He's like, yeah, I can brush it out, but it ain't just never gonna be. I really gotta get this trimmed up. I actually think my beard is too long, and I don't like it.
Oh, fair enough. I think it looks good.
But I also need a haircut. It's getting like kind of curling in the back and everything again too.
Yeah, mine's way too long myself.
I'm starting to look like Forrest Gump on his first couple months into his run, and I'm not liking it. But also like I do something with the I just don't like my beard doesn't grow down. It just kind of curls into itself, and I don't like it. But anyways, guys, make sure you follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter just by searching This Freaking Show. And obviously you can find our episodes wherever they are released, whether it be iTunes, Podbean, Google Podcasts until April, until it goes into YouTube Music, Amazon Music, Spotify. Just search iHeartRadio. Search This Freaking Show. Will pop up, and wherever you want to listen to us, go for them. Just make sure you're subscribing and rating us if they're asking you to. And of course, the videos are released on our FreakNet Studios YouTube channel. Make sure you go over there, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Watch me and Joe eat some Elijah hot sauces, and hit up some holiday flavors from this past December while there as well. So that's all I got, guys. As always, I am Travesty.
And I'm Cartoon Joe.
And thank you for listening to another episode of This Freaking Show. I'm out.